Hello. So I got my period today and I feel like my whole body is aching, which is pretty normal. And actually, it's better than previous periods so far because previous periods actually not letting me to have any ounce of energy whatsoever. I have about maybe 15% in the tank now, which is more than what I used to have. It's still extremely limited. It's like, when the power of your mobile phone is like blinking, low power, low power, please charge. That's what it is right now. But I am happy because it's within my normal cycle of 33 to 34 days. I think in my adult life, the only short cycle that I've had was when I went to Europe and I had 21 days, 3 weeks after I finished my period, and then I got my period again. I think my body was so stressed out, I think, that time because I was so shocked. I remember because I got my period in, where was it? In Czech Republic. And I didn't bring any pads with me because I thought, my period finished, 3 weeks ago. So I probably would not need it because I was only going to go for the tour for 3 weeks. And I had it. And I was like so shocked. Also, when I go traveling, the memories that I remember is almost never about other people. It was always when I'm alone. So I don't particularly have much memories about other people unless there are bad memories from the past. And it's weird. It's as if that I can only have a memory if I'm alone. Because I remember when we were in Czech Republic, my memory of Czech Republic, I'm sure we went like sightseeing and everything. We did. I can recall the memories, but the most vivid memories that I have when I talk about Czech Republic was when I was just walking and wandering alone at 3 a.m. smoking outside almost during winter because I think it was in November, December, so it was pretty cold, and that's my memory. And in Rome as well, my memory was when I was walking back home from the train station to the hotel by myself. And that was my memory of Rome. I can recall other memories, I just don't vividly remember. It's the one that just got stuck in my brain are the ones that are just me walking alone on the street, usually pretty empty and stuff. And even during my childhood, like except for the traumatic memories, the memories that I vividly remember are the memories where I'm walking by myself, just wandering around the local neighborhood, trying to see what's new and what's going on and stuff. It's as if like my memories are when I'm scanning things, and also my bad memories, like traumatic memories. Good memories don't really pop into my mind so much. I'm so jealous of people who can just milk so much out of their good memories, because mine doesn't last that long. Anyway, I don't want to leave the apartment today because for obvious reason, I feel we should have period leave, and it should be separate from sick leave. I have been quite diligent with my magnesium intake, so maybe that's why I am okay. Because there are some periods where I feel like, oh my god, I feel like death. But so far, it's okay. Welcome to the vlog series. I am here to document my 40th year. I'm Valerie, a solopreneur in the wild digital era. Check out my links and also do arts and design in society6.com/Valerine. You can check it out and see the products over there to see my work and whether you want to get something from your walls or for your everyday activities. It'll be so cool if you check it out. Thank you. Enjoy your time here. I forgot I had this. Oh. So I went to the social club that I go to. I go to a few every month, like once a week or something. That's maximum. Sometimes I can't cope with the fact that I'm seeing people too often. Once a week is too often. So sometimes I only go like maybe twice a month. But I'm feeling weird. No, I'm feeling changes are happening in me again, and I don't know if I'm liking the changes or not. Or maybe it's hormonal talk. So this is a mini mukbang. Because I used to kind of not look forward, but I used to use these kind of meetings as a box ticker, meaning like I feel like I see some people this month. That's it, I'm trying to fulfill my obligation to myself not to be alone all the time. And I did that for years and years. And I only added a few more meetings, maybe only 2-3 years ago. And I feel like that has backfired on me now. I also realized, like, because of my age group, no matter what I do, I will never ever be part of their group, this older lady group. Only they will understand their problems. And I get it, I think. Because when I'm surrounded by younger people, I feel like their lives, I've lived their lives, so when they complain of how hard it is, I know it's hard. But I also know it will probably get harder. There is a chance of that. And because I think I'm a lot younger than these ladies, they're not really, well, they freely shared whatever their problems is with the other people, but they usually hold back a bit with me, which I don't mind, because that means, like, you know, it makes me feel like I don't need to get involved. But it also means that if something happens to me, they will not get involved. So it's definitely a stranger like relationship. I'm forever going to be a guest. And it is something that I am trying to reconcile in my brain. I know this sounds extremely selfish and self-absorbent. My brain is thinking, then why am I coming here then? Why am I coming here trying to build a relationship, which was genuine, but it feels like it's one way. It feels like this always has been like this my whole life. Even though this doesn't feel as heavy as previous experiences, or it just feels like, why are these, like, when I have problems, they mostly stay away, and they probably like get really grumpy and practically telling me, you know, you need, well, not in a direct way, but mostly like, you know, this problem is solvable. Why are you not solving it yourself? And then when it comes to their problems, it's as if they're, oh, I really can't do this. I really need help. And expect me to do it without any reservation. It's as if that it was my obligation to do it. And I'm like, no. And of course, because it's a community of elder ladies, I guess I'm projecting all my resentment towards older ladies right now, rather than actually having an actual issues. It's much more a projection and a feeling that I'm having. It's pretty much a signature theme this past week, I suppose. And I'm not sure what to do with this kind of emotions and feelings. I'm going to sit with it. Usually a conclusion would arise and I would be like, oh, that's why. So I'm not gonna be too hasty about making a conclusion. Usually it's a helpful conclusion. I guess I will just never understand their world. I just never understand the neurotypical female world out there. is just not something I would ever going to comprehend. I don't understand how they can bitch about each other and then be lovey-dovey and praising each other as if that they're their best friends forever, and then a few seconds later they would just backstab each other and just say the meanest things. And that's acceptable. That's what community is. And I'm like, I don't want to get involved in the drama. If I don't like you, I will tell you up to your face. And I will still be civil and nice and courteous. I will not go beyond that and be a hypocrite by being overly nice because I'm not really like you, for example, like if there is that situation. So I feel like, wow, all the things that some people told me about each other, and then you go to an event the next time and you see them being chummy and as if like they were best friends, and I'm like, oh, I this has been like a thing ever since I was a kid. Now I just don't want to get involved because my energy and my time is extremely limited and finite, and I feel like I can't even have an energy leakage anymore out of this because I don't even have energy for myself, for my own life, to build it to a sustainable life that I actually require to be alive. So any unnecessary drama is not okay. I guess they can do that because they have time, even though they probably are not as healthy as the younger counterparts, and they have money. I think that's what the most important thing is, right? They have money, so they can do this while we can't. I can't, because you have consequences if you get involved in too much drama. There's so much things to be invested. And I'm sure me being direct and everything, I'm sure someone's probably talking behind my back and doing a smear campaign about it. That's just part of being someone who not masking as much anymore now, even though I still mask. Otherwise, I feel like you can't exist in the community of female if you don't mask. Even neurotypical mask, and that's part of their social skills category that is being put in that box, that social box. How much you can mask is a skill that is taught and encouraged, and part of the manipulative skill as well. If you want to get what you want, you will need that. But as I get older and I'm unmasking a lot at home because I'm isolated and I'm alone all the time, masking is harder and harder outside, and my system can't do it as much anymore now. If I mask, I will put too much pressure on my nervous system and it gets so overwhelmed, and I get a visceral reaction, a gut reaction, literal gut reaction, either maybe stomach ache or the difficulty breathing. It didn't used to be like that. I used to just go into people pleasing mode or fawning trauma response, and that usually got me out of it. Although when that happened, I remember usually I would feel as if I was dirty, like you have that yucky feeling. But now it just went into a flight or fight mode, which is, or freeze. So it doesn't go to fawning anymore. But yeah, it's a bit weird that I used to go to these places to kind of regulate my nervous system, and now these places are dysregulating my nervous system. So I am feeling a bit confused of what do I need to do now? Because if these people going to these places are no longer helpful to maintain a normal nervous system, where do I go to do that? Because the fastest way to do that is to be surrounded by other women. Like women, as a person living in a woman's body, the fastest way to regulate my female nervous system is to be surrounded by other female. And I thought that was a crap, but for me it actually true. So I'm just gonna play it by ear. I noticed that as soon as you stop playing people, as soon as you are not fawning anymore, people usually starting to don't like it, and they just trying to either try to persuade other people about their opinion of you so that they can be at the victim mode and then make you a bully or something, even after. But usually people have. I'm relying on my faith on the fact that people do have their own opinions, because as you get older, your mind is pretty fixed. It's a bad thing, it's also a good thing. It means like you're not easily swayed by other people's opinions. The bad thing is that you're not easily swayed, so you can't be talked to. And also, that's also that, like, just because you're older doesn't mean you get better. But I totally understand though why they become so much feral as they get older, because I am becoming more feral as I get older. I am feeling like if I don't protect my own interest, no one will. And that's a dangerous mindset, a very dangerous mindset. But it's a necessary one, I think. It's so messy. Put 1 sugar in there, but I don't think it's enough for this size. I think you need at least 2 or 3. I can't taste the sugar, but if it's like in a small cup, 1 is enough, and especially when it's hot. This is black sesame latte, by the way. Apparently it's beneficial. I thought this was just a dessert drink. Apparently it has medicinal purposes. Well, I guess if it's an Asian drink, it usually has a medicinal purposes. It's just when it's messy, it's ugly because the color is dark, so it's all over your shirt and your other bits. But it's nice. I probably won't buy it anymore though, unless it's already in a liquid form, because I don't think I have the confidence to make this again. I guess I'm going to stick with just clean, clear tea and not latte. A latte I think I'm just gonna buy outside. Still nice though, even if it's not sweet. Maybe Asian body is definitely made for Asian food and drink. Anyway, oh, merch is, the link for this merch is linked down below. Have I promoted something today? Feel like I'm neglecting my duty to myself if I don't. Oh, you remember when I said that ING promotions probably gonna be on again anyway? They're just gonna change the date and give me a new link and everything, and you can get, like, if you're a new customer with ING and you never a customer or have not been a customer in the past 10 years, if you open a new account, you can get $100 if you follow their terms and conditions. And I think last time they tried to make you deposit for 2 months $1,000 at least, but this time around, the new promotion round, they're going back to the old school, which is just deposit $1,000 in your account for 1 month only, and then follow the other conditions, like, you know, use your cards 5 times in the transactions, create a saving maximizer account and put a fund there, and if you follow that steps before the 30th November, you can get $100 in your account, and I will get $100 in my account as well if you do that. This worked well in the beginning in summer. I know like a few people signed up for it, so thank you for those who did. And I know those were only $75. So you would probably think, oh, I should have just hold on until the end of the year. They just upped the gift cash to $100. They actually used to be $100, and then they lower it to $75, and now they put it back up again. Anyway, the link is down in the description box for that, and I don't have anything to promote. I'm not putting that into my intro again because I'm too lazy to change my intro. I already changed it, so I don't want to put a new ING intro in it. So I'm just gonna talk about it every now and then, or every video. Yeah, and this shirt, if you want, forever merch it, forever misunderstood. I feel so appropriate for today because I do feel very isolated. I feel like no matter where I go, no matter what group I'm a part of, no matter how long I have been in a group, I feel like it will always not be my group. Even if I'm part of it, I feel like I'm not going to be I'm always going to be at the periphery of any group that I'm involved in. I feel like I would never ever be the real members of that group, you know? And it's definitely something that I know and should have accepted by now, but it's still a bit, it messes with my head quite a bit, because this means no matter how much I try, I'm always going to be alone, and that means I'm going to be a lonely elderly. Even if I get married, even if I do that, I feel like I will always gonna be an outsider, and that's never going to go away. I know it's probably the period talking, but if you think about it, the period is when is the day where a woman is the closest to a man, because all her female hormones is basically non-existent on that day, on the last day of the period, or on the first day of the period. So on the last day before the period and the first day of the period is the day where you're most likely to be very similar to a man. So when we are emotional and unable to control our emotions, it's probably quite similar to what a typical average male is. We gain insight to, except for the cramps, of course. The cramps is very specific to, I know I'm touching my womb, my uterus. I'm massaging my uterus because it's painful. I just remember that I might need to take some magnesium. More magnesium. And I think what's important, the most important bit about period pain for me is this vitamin B complex. It's really hard to get your dosage right. It took me years to finally not taking it on a daily, and only during my, either when I have a migraine or when I have a cramp period pain. I used to have to take it every day, otherwise I would not be able to sleep. Otherwise my heart would palpitate so much and my blood pressure would raise. Then slowly I need to taper it off, because you know when you overdose on vitamin B, the symptoms are quite the same when you have deficiency in vitamin B complex, in my body anyway. So it's the pain when during period is definitely a pain where you have deficiency in vitamin B complex. But my body seems to acclimate to vitamin B complex quite well, because in the past I have to take it for about 2-3 days. Now I only have to take it one day, and if I take it the second day, I would get like a vitamin B complex overdose symptoms, like rapid heartbeats and everything. So apparently the body is restoring its vitamin B complex. I'm saying that word so often now it loses its meaning. I'm just thinking, like, so what does this mean then? Now I have to accept the fact that I will always going to be isolated my whole life. And when I say isolated, it's no longer my physical isolation, because I don't feel like I am. physically isolated as much anymore now. But it is definitely a mental isolation and a emotional isolation, and it's social isolation even when you are still surrounded by people. And even if I know people and I'm saying, oh, I'm in trouble, I need help, help is not going to be given. In a form that is sincere and within a friendship context. I think it will be given in a, unless you pay for it, you go and get a doctor or get someone to help you. So it's help will always going to be a transaction. It's not help that I will receive from being part of a certain society, a certain community, because no matter how long or how much I give to the community, it will not be enough, and I will never going to be a core members. That's how I feel. Whether that's because I feel I can only judge by the way I'm treated and by the way I am talked to. So I'm not sure what the consequences of that is going to be. Cook maybe 6 eggs because I'm too lazy to cook any other things. Is 6 eggs too much? I think it's too much. That's okay. Maybe 4. I'm already bargaining with myself. My back hurts when I'm doing this because I feel I'm gonna just be stuck on the couch because the cramps is getting to me and my back is really cringing on me. Is that a shell? I don't think that's a shell. So I ended up using 5 eggs. Gonna chuck a little bit of oil. I'm still beating this. Where you got this? I think I should add a little bit of water, shouldn't I? Oh, I'm scared. Gonna let it sit there. How long? 3 minutes? I'm gonna put 3 minutes. I have avocado. I don't know if this is going to still be okay to eat or not. Hopefully. I might get sick out of this. I feel like my body can't eat raw food. Even when I was eating the lettuce, I feel like I was risking it, because I remember one of the reasons why my Hashimoto got triggered was because I was eating raw vegetables in 2021, and I was juicing it up, because on YouTube it's basically saying you should eat like this, it's healthy, these are non-inflammatory food. And I got a full-blown flare-up that is still hanging around until this very day. It became a full-blown disaster. From then on, I just rely on how my body reacts. I will trust my body. Like, I still listen to other health YouTube information, but definitely not gonna do something just because they say so. It has to be whether my body agrees to it or not. If my body doesn't agree, it doesn't matter. 3 minutes. Maybe 3 more minutes. It's steamed eggs. It's no longer fried eggs. It's steamed egg. That's what steamed egg look like. Anyway, I think that's enough. I will try to take it off. I think it's sticking though. It looks like a cake. Wing wing. I didn't put any salt. That's avocado. So these are 5 eggs omelet. Let's put a little bit of salt. That should be enough. Let's try these. The bottom is so solid. Actually really good. I never really know how to cook eggs that I quite like the taste of. Even with hard-boiled eggs, sometimes I just eat it because I need to eat it. egg and avocado, not bad. It's dark because I am trying to understimulate myself, and I'm managing to eat half, but it's quite difficult to eat the other half. So I'm gonna leave it there and then have it for dinner. My cramp is ramping up now, so I think I'm just going to lay here. Hopefully I can leave the apartment tomorrow. Friday as well, so but at least I don't have a head. Knock on wood. It's plastic, but it will do. Because usually it's more than a cramp. Usually it's other symptoms as well. Oh, yesterday I cried so much because I was reading this manhwa called True Education. I think there is another name for that as well. And it was so brutal. Like, if it's a comic, graphic novels, Korean graphic novels. And if you into reading manga and manhwa, don't read that. You can destroy your own soul reading it. It's basically based on the headline and stories about abuse in, child abuse, student education system in Korea, mostly. And the author basically saying what's being portrayed here has actually been the intensity has been reduced, and the level of violence and the level of abuse has been reduced quite dramatically so that it can fit into, I think, the age appropriate reader censorship maybe. And I'm like, what? Seriously? I can't even stomach this. Tamed down version. I mean, like, it's crazy. And when I was reading like a halfway point, like a hiatus, like a season break note from the author was saying it's quite hard for me to even draw this and write this. It was really hard to stomach. So I'm like, okay, I get it. It's really hard for me to read it as well. So if you can't stomach graphic and emotional abuse and stuff, but because don't read it. But because of that, I was like just crying and wailing. Maybe that's the reason why my period came today, because all my hormones got released after all that crying. Oh my god, I'm running out of energy. I'm not running out of breath. It's just like the pain takes my breath. So I need to concentrate so that I don't. No, I need to breathe so that I can manage the pain. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow for the last vlog. Also, before I go, stay blessed. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Bye, everyone.